So Elliot, with these kind of macro uncertainties that I kind of, discussed briefly, should we still even think about investing in foreign markets? And if so, should we limit these investments to only friendly countries or allied countries to lower the geopolitical risk? What's your thought on that?
No and yes. So
okay.
No, should we limit investing to home investing? No, there's a reason why we build portfolios, typically portfolios that have grown in complexity and diversities. By and large, most investors seek to build a diversified portfolio. And that diversification means naturally that you have to look around across all assets to reap the diversifying effects that you're trying to build into your portfolio. And so be they equities or bonds or any other types of assets, there's plenty of them, capital markets, real assets outside of the US that deliver very good risk-adjusted returns and can basically fill a function in the portfolio that you cannot necessarily find in the US market. So I want to be very affirmative on that there is purpose there. Now, what does matter is when you talk about risk-adjusted returns, basically, are you being compensated for the risks that you take on with those investments? And you mentioned once you go abroad, you also have currency risk. That's obviously quite different. You have, we used to say political risk, but there's plenty of political risk in US markets now too. So that perhaps is not necessarily a different thing. But are you getting compensated? Do market prices reflect the risks you talk about? And that leads me to the second question. Should you limit investments to geopolitically friendly markets?
Right.
And the answer there is, I said yes, but it's also no, as in yes, you should invest in non-geopolitically friendly countries. Because again, what matters is whether you're being paid for that. Are you being compensated adequately for taking on the risk that geopolitics may actually deliver a backlash? And you mentioned last year, clearly, if you held assets in Russia on February 23rd, 2022, you probably had a lot of difficulty, if not had to do a complete write-off 2-3 days later. And so, yes, the question is whether you're being compensated for that risk and whether that risk is adequately priced in the marketplace. So basically, no to the question, should you limit your investments to the US? Yes, you should invest even outside what we would think is our comfort zone.